What do you make of this? You've been a very senior economist in Whitehall. Do you think this is on the government radar, this food security issue, given that energy security is really hogging the headlines?
Well, we may be calling it food security, but actually what we're going to be seeing is a very substantial increase in prices. And I think people aren't going to like it. They're already not liking it. So the government is going to have to react. So I think that's where it's going to come from.
Yeah.
And the question is, of course, how do you structure the whole agricultural sector in the future? I mean, remember, of course, payments have been reduced. And, of course, farmers have been encouraged not to farm the land and to become more environmentally conscious and leave it for the enjoyment of others or whatever, because, of course, we have net zero targets and all that sort of stuff. Well, that's going to have to be rethought, and it's going to have to be rethought very significantly, a little bit like what we're doing with energy.
You and I talk often, Vicky. I've never heard you say that, with all respect, I've got a lot of respect for you, it's why you're always on the show. I've never heard you say that firmly. Net zero is going to have to be rethought.
Well, how we get to it will have to be rethought. There's no doubt that we need to do something about the environment and climate change, no doubt about it. But have we been going around it, about it the right way is the question. Do we need to rethink how we get from here where we are? And in the meantime, not actually really killing our ability to produce food, be self-reliant up to a point, and also, of course, have the energy that we need. So I think those two need to balance themselves out in a different way than what we thought about so far.
Just before the break, let's go back to Neil Parish. You run the Environment Select Committee in the House of Commons. You are a politician to your fingertips. Do you think your Prime Minister, the Cabinet, is reconsidering net zero in a serious way? Do you think they're going to roll back on those targets in order to achieve more energy security, more food security?
Putin and the destruction of the Ukraine and killing innocent women and children, you've got to step up to the plate both on producing food and producing energy. And if we've got to row back slightly on our targets, let's do it in order to settle the situation in Ukraine. Then we can start to re-look at what we're doing with agriculture, because I think also the Secretary of State is looking for organic fertilizers from these big biodigesters, drying that. There's a future for that. And of course, in the meantime, we will need to produce our food. So I think government is looking seriously at it. And I would ask the public to bear with us, because our priorities change when you have a dreadful war like this, and we must sanction Russia properly. And the way to sanction Russia properly is not to buy its energy. And so, therefore, we have to deal with both food and energy. Ukraine is a great basket, bread basket of the world. That will affect the situation. We want to help the Ukrainians as well. But in the meantime, we must produce food in our temperate climate and get on with it. And I've been saying this not just now, I've been saying it all along. The agriculture bill didn't have enough agriculture and food production in it. So this is a time for us to rejig that.